For those of you that don't know me, my name is Sean Parham. I'm a touring actor, musician, comedian. I'm currently on the road with the show STOMP. Episode 6. We're going to a little town called Limoges, one of the most scenic spots we were in. We take a trip to Roubaix, which really isn't the star of the show. We spent a lot more time in Lille. We've got rehearsal footage, a little bit of that anticipation of getting to Paris, because this is like the penultimate week before we do 6 weeks in Paris. This is during the Christmas-ish time. I'm also moving a lot when I'm talking. Listen to me when I tell you, you're about to see the best wipe you've ever seen in your life.
Doesn't look as good as I'm seeing it, but my eyes.
We're right back where we left off. We're still in Antibes. We just got back from partying our butts off. And what you're looking at right here is Antopolis Théâtre des Antibes. One of my favorite theaters we did in our time in France. They had an opening night party for us. It was a beautiful venue in a beautiful town. Really loved being here. This is, of course, a classic sound check rehearsal, but what we're also looking at is a put-in. So our friend Jose here is actually learning the role Doctor Who, and Josh is kind of walking him through the steps of what it's going to look like, what parts you're going to be doing. And during these rehearsals, we try to be a little bit more focused. You can see here he's not doing every single number, but when he's in, we're trying to make it as easy as possible for him to get it done, which is much easier said than done, obviously. Mistakes are obviously happening in these scenarios, but it's part of the job. Those of us around the people that are getting put in should be able to do it strongly enough that even if something goes wrong, we're prepared to fix it. A little bit of backstage footage, and then we had some great shows in Antibes, but I didn't film anything. Welcome to what I can only describe as a Christmas fair that also happens to be a town, Limoges, or Limoges. Whichever is right. But little background, we are so exhausted at this point of the tour. We're 6 weeks in. That's about halfway done with this. It's the holiday season. Our travel days are upwards of 8 hours at sometimes. The last one I think was 9 hours before we got here. We are really struggling. But me and my friend Carrie, we decided to get together after I think we basically took a whole day and slept. And we went out, got some food in Limoges. And Limoges, I'm going to be honest with you, I looked up a lot about it before we got here, didn't hear a lot about it on the internet. It's an amazing town. It's quaint, it's beautiful, the people were so nice. Just walking the streets out here was honestly one of the most French experiences. All right, Carrie, last time we were in Japan.
Oh yeah, and now here we are, Limoges.
So we're here.
In Limoges in the wintertime.
Cold as very much juxtaposed. Okay. Still red. Very much juxtaposed to the weather we had in Japan. Cold. I was sweating my absolute balls off in Japan. It was crazy.
We had UV protection from the sun.
But we're out here. No Jasmine Joyner this time. Tragic. So much of the footage that I try to show you is me just walking around the streets, because that is honestly outside of the show and outside of the fun, exciting sights to see in the major cities is most of what we do is just get lost in these cities and walk around. And as an American, not many cities we live in are walkable, so it's really cool to take advantage of that. Hey, what's up? It's been a minute. Detect my face, please. Can you see me? Hello? Face detected. I'm out here in Limoges, talking to you outside my window. I'll give you a little view down of what I'm looking at. We're in Limoges. I'll show it on the map right now. 2 weeks till Paris. And then Paris, it's going to be content city, baby. Gonna be seeing all my people. We're having a good time. Got 4 days off. Pretty crazy. I mean, hold on. Let me see if I can get this view. Stop tracking my face. I mean, look at that. Week 7 in France. Crazy time. In a Mercure hotel. Let me show you a little bit of what I'm looking at. Isn't this crazy? Look at that. Wow. Wow. What a time to be alive. Check this out. We're here. Limoges. View from the window. Hey, let's do a little room tour, shall we? Got a door. Closet action. Here's my stuff on the floor. Setting up the office. Watching some D20. Love it. Dimension 20 forever. Bed. Huge window. Check this out. We have, so instead of finding window things, we have this. Wow. So European. Look at these shades come down. Incredible. Blocking out the sun. Blocking out the haters. I regret saying that immediately. Okay, back up we go. We're here in Limoges. I don't know if I'm saying any of these French fucking cities right. I'm gonna test myself right now. Cities we've been to so far. Lyon. Toulouse, Sochaux, Pau, Marseille, Bordeaux. And those are, we were in Marignac and then Claire something. Antibes, Canes as well. And now we're in Limoges, which is like a little town, like a little old French city. Oh, we had a long travel day yesterday. I didn't even talk about it. God damn it. All right, long travel day yesterday. I'm putting up the foot. Japants. I got my Japants on. See it right there. Capital. You don't even need to know how much they were. Got a jersey in every city we've been in for a week. I had to order one from Antibes. As much as I want to vlog and show you guys everything, some of this stuff is just got to be for me. Okay, I love you, bye. I had to record this because look how fucking big my forehead looks right now. Damn, Megamind. Damn. Been inside all day editing. Let's go grab a coffee. Transition. One of the very coveted solo days. Decided to get out there. I know at this point, I've been saying it often because rewatching this reminds me, we were in the thick of the tour at this point, and kind of everybody was looking forward to getting to Paris, as the week before this was pretty nonstop, and it's been show after show after show, travel after travel after travel. So a little bit of a day, relaxing, but still being active. I ended up by the town hall in Limoges, which didn't even know it existed. Again, was just trying to follow the most interesting thing in front of me. Found this great coffee shop. It was really, really awesome, and a great place to meet folks when you're out on the road is a coffee shop. It's where mostly locals will be if you find the right one, if it's small enough, it's not a major brand. And then I did what I always do, which is kind of follow the most interesting looking thing I could. And Limoges is one of the most French looking places to me, very quintessential old medieval French. Like if you're thinking Beauty and the Beast, all the streets here in the center of town looked exactly like what I'm showing you here. In fact, to the point that when I was exploring, I actually heard a organist playing in this cathedral behind me and spent some time listening. This person was clearly practicing what they were doing, but I got so lost in it that I almost forgot to get to the theater. And this is the theater that we were in Limoges. Opera de Limoges. Nice small theater, a little bit dated, but again, one of the cooler things about doing a smaller show like Stomp, setup-wise, is you get to do some of these smaller, more intimate houses and ones that have a lot of history. Like, I think, I'm going to look it up right now how long this theater's been around. Not as old as I originally thought, 1963, but still really, really cool to do some off-the-beaten-path theaters along the way with Stomp. Another put-in rehearsal of sorts with our good friend Jose working on Doctor Who. And again, these rehearsals are a little bit different than what we're normally doing, where instead of just running through for comfortability, somebody's watching, trying to get the notes right, trying to see how other people do it, because as the show is heavily influenced by the individuals doing it, they have to see if there's certain nuances to how certain people do it and how they would like things thrown to them or passed to them. And we see a little bit of that in this next clip.
I don't know. What should I do?
Me. One and we'll do it, okay? Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Bumps and bruises are part of the process. There's no way to avoid it. And then we kind of do a little click through of bins here at the end and really get into it.
Done Limoges. We're on our way to Roubaix, and right after that, Paris. Life's good, man. Anyway, bye.
Limoges to Roubaix. I think this one ended up being like 9 hours long. The last of the long travel days on this, because Roubaix to Paris, I think, ended up being 2 hours. Very short, maybe a little bit more. But yeah, you could feel it. I could feel it on this bus ride. You could feel it in the air. People were getting to that point of exhaustion, and we were only halfway through. But as you can see, here's our wonderful castmates being so wonderful to me on our wonderful travel day.
All right. Long travel day. Let's do a quick recap. We've been all over France. Just over a month and a half now, I think. Roubaix is where we are right now. Okay, I'm gonna get some sleep. We're gonna be right back at it. Gym in the morning. Thanks for joining me. I'm gonna jump. I think I broke the bed in the last hotel. Let's see if this is okay. Try to do a cool transition. I don't think it worked. Tired, man. Touring's hard. It's been, I think, almost a month and a half. Got another month and a half to go.
This first clip is probably the only thing I have of Roubaix, because right here we're at the neighboring city, which I heard a lot about in my time traveling France, Lille. Now, Lille is famous for many, many things, but their Christmas market is one of the most famous, at least one of the most discussed when I was speaking to people there in France. And it was beautiful top to bottom, kind of old meets new through most of it. The city center is built around all of these older bank buildings and opera houses, and then the further you get out from there, it's a little bit more modern, and then the further you get out from there, it just ends up being like a regular town. But did a lot of walking. This was a little, again, solo adventure for me, so wanted to capture the city the way that I saw it, and this was a great example of I just walked. And that led me to these buildings that were these random cathedrals that were on back alleys, essentially. Like, they were not on the beaten path. They were not where many people were walking. And then I just continued to walk and walk. This little pocket here was actually these older French houses that are both kept up historically, but also featured as one of the things to walk around in Lille. And it was just one of those days that I went out by myself. I bought my jersey there. One of my favorite jerseys I got in my time in France was actually from here in Lille. Back off the train in Roubaix. I think it was about a 35-minute train ride. Again, French public transport is, for the most part, pretty well run. You can get from point A to point B. And then I found another church with a choir practicing. Didn't get any of them recorded there, but it was amazing.
Six weeks in.
The beautiful Le Colessi, Roubaix, about a 20-minute walk from where we were staying in the center of Roubaix. And we have some awesome drone footage because our good friend Josh had his drone with him, and we used it for another project, but wanted to put some of that up here. Still some put-in rehearsals, not just going through the motions, really getting this work in. It was a tiring week. I know for most of us, I can remember exactly how I felt in this moment of like, man, I really just want to be sat down in one place for more than a week. Every place we stayed was either a week or less. And you could really feel it. You don't only just feel it in your body, you feel it in your mind. It's harder to concentrate. Well, you could see we're also kind of losing it here. This became a full meltdown rehearsal. Everyone was being silly. Everybody was having a good time. Still getting the work done, but you got to find the joy where you can. And we were finding it in abundance by generally acting foolish and having a good time out there. And I really remember these rehearsals specifically because it came in and there was an air of, man, how are we going to get through this? And we all kind of decided, let's really have some fun. Let's lean on fun. And here was a cool exercise we did. There's this thing called nuclear clap around. It's a long split up clap with feet that goes up and down. And we kept shifting over and everybody had to learn the part really quickly. And we actually had a really good run right here. Yeah.
You. Here you are, backstage. This is where the magic happens. It's where the solos get written, and the magic is made. With a little bit of...
Lazy Johnny, can I get your matches for the number that you're also in? We're just out here.
So I see you sitting in your room watching this right now. I think I'm breaking the fourth wall. I think that's how it works.
Yeah, what is the fourth wall? Define it.
In between the amazing shows and the adventures are these parts where they stop being coworkers and they start being lifelong friends. I think some of the silliest moments in my time at STOMP was what has made me closer to everybody else. This was part of that project I was telling you about with the drone. It was us doing some hands and feet on the top of the building here in Roubaix, because they actually had that sign you could see there on the right, and I thought it was so cool. We were going to actually try to get up on that sign, but it kept raining and it was too dangerous for us. We were going to play on the sign and have some fun, but we took these shots. I'm still putting the audio together on that, but wanted to give everybody a little look at this. I mean, there's a reason drones are worth as much as they are. It's pretty cool footage of us playing on a rooftop in France.
All right. 7 weeks. Done. On our way to Paris. Go Bills. Also, I'm really tired. It's time for Paris. 6 weeks. 7 weeks on the road. 6 weeks in Paris. Whew. So many of the videos ended up like this because I was just so tired. Touring's hard. Okay, bye.
It's wild to think that this is the halfway point of this 3-month tour. We are just getting around to our travel to Paris. We're going to wrap up here. Roubaix to Paris, 2.5 hours by bus. And then the next episode will be part of 6 weeks in Paris, France on tour. Unbelievable, life-changing experience to basically live in another country for 6 weeks. Can't wait to share it with you. Go Bills!